Hey everyone, this is Mr. S, and today we're talking about sustainability. So objectives, essential learning, and skills are here. You can pause the video and read it, but today we want to explain the concept of sustainability. And these are the main pieces of essential knowledge that you will need to know. Alright, so sustainability is when consuming a resource or using a space in a way that does not deplete or degrade it for future generations. So for example, using compost over synthetic fertilizer, that's a renewable resource, whereas synthetic fertilizers are produced and can't be reused. They don't go back into the system, right? So the maximum amount of a renewable resource that can be harvested without reducing or depleting the resource for future use. So if we use all of a certain resource, it's not sustainable because we can't continue to do that for the future generations, and it interrupts the ecosystem, right? So roughly 1/2 of carrying capacity maximizes yield, resource harvest, and regeneration rate of population. Okay, so here's an example of that. We have a population size, and it starts off slow growth, and then it goes to an area of fastest growth, and then it slows down. So this is as large as it will possibly get. So managers would harvest at this population size to obtain the maximum sustained yield, when things are the most abundant and most able to reproduce. And that's what it means, 1/2 of carrying capacity for maximum yield and regeneration rate of a population. So this could be fishing, farming, anything that we do, right? And environmental indicators of sustainability. So these are factors that help us determine the health of the environment and guide us towards sustainable use of the Earth's resources. So one of the main indicators is biodiversity, right? And this is how diverse the environment is genetically, species-wise, and ecosystem-wise. How many different types of ecosystems, species, and genetic diversity. With higher biodiversity, we have healthier ecosystems. And with declining biodiversity, it can indicate that there's pollution, habitat destruction, climate change. Right now, the global extinction rate is a strong environmental indicator, since species extinction decreases species richness of Earth. So if you look at this graph, you'll see the cumulative percent of vertebrate species driven to extinction by human activity. So our indication of sustainability is very low at the moment, because many of the species on Earth are currently moving towards extinction. Alright, food production is a huge area of sustainability because it's how much we're able to sustain as a human population in the future. And this indicates the ability of Earth's soil, water, and climate to support agriculture. So it's another big indicator. The major threats to food production are climate change, soil degradation, which we're going to get to more, which is the soil becoming a desert, the topsoil eroding, the groundwater depleting. And here you have the projected impact of climate change on agricultural yields globally, whereas some places might get more productive in the darker green, and other places are going to lose a lot of productivity, minus 25%. So basically, the hotter places won't be able to produce the same amount of food. Increasing meat consumption is also a further strain on food production. So it takes away water and land from grain production, which is a huge limit to our sustainability for everyone to be able to eat. And global grain production per capita has leveled off and shows sign of decline recently. So we're seeing this happening, where the grains have been starting to decline quite a bit. It went up quite a bit in the early 60s to genetic technology, and now we're starting to see it decline. All right. Then another indication of sustainability is atmospheric temperature and CO2. So life on Earth depends on very narrow ranges of temperatures. And CO2 is a greenhouse gas. It traps infrared radiation and warms the Earth's atmosphere. And an increase in CO2 is an increased temperature. Okay, basically as simple as that. So you can see here the solar energy comes in, and then there's gases around the planet that seal in the heat. So if the greenhouse gases are increased around the surface of the planet, more heat is stored. And greenhouse gases, you might take note of, come from fossil fuels. So we'll be learning a lot more about that too. And here you see the carbon dioxide and how much it's being emitted. So it's a huge increase since the Industrial Revolution around this time. And also deforestation, that's losing the amount of CO2 that's stored in the soil, and combustion of fossil fuels increases the amount of carbon dioxide. And this leads to unsustainable land because it becomes more dried out, destroys habitats, and worsens storm intensity. And lastly, we have human population and resource depletion. So as the human population grows, resource depletion grows. Okay, so here you have the size of the world population over the last 12,000 years, and it's gone up quite significantly, as you can see. Resources are harvested unsustainably from natural ecosystems and degrade ecosystem health. So ultimately, human population increase, as you probably know, directly affects the environmental sustainability. So more paper we need is more deforestation, more food, soil erosion, deforestation, groundwater depletion. More travel is more fossil fuel mining, air, water, soil pollution, habitat destruction. All right, and here we have the world population and cumulative deforestation from 1800 to 2010. Okay. So now I want you to practice this FRQ by explaining which student most likely lives in a highly developed country. Describe how one of the 4 categories of ecological footprint can serve as an environmental factor. So go ahead and enter that in the video, and good luck.